Welcome to the I'm Still Here podcast. I'm your host, Heather Jose. In 1998, at the age of 26, I was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. It changed everything for us, but I'm still here. And we're here to talk to you about life with metastatic disease. We know it's not easy. We know that there are challenges that never get talked about, but we're here to walk with you through them, to show you some hope, some inspiration, and to help you make a plan so that you can join me in saying, I'm still here.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Happy 2026.
Oh, yes.
Have you written it wrong yet?
No.
Oh, do you write the date anymore?
Yes, every day.
Okay.
On the board.
On the board.
What?
Oh, that's fun.
We're kind of twinning.
Yeah, that's very cool.
For those of you who are watching.
Yeah, watching is a little harder right now because YouTube made my life harder.
Oh, maybe no one's watching.
Well,
okay.
We'll always be on Spotify and Apple, and we'll be on YouTube when it cooperates.
Okay.
The best I can do with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Life is busy. I thought maybe today we would talk a little bit about perspective for living with metastatic breast cancer, like as we go into the new year. I feel, everybody, I do it too. New Year comes along, we set all these goals, all these things, right? Do you have any, do you do that? You don't do that.
Stupid.
Okay. So tell me why you think it's stupid.
Because what's the big deal about the next day? Like the gym is packed today.
Yeah.
And it won't be Wednesday.
Well, maybe.
No, it won't be.
Okay. Yeah.
3 days.
3 days is all it takes for people to...
This is my theory on this.
Okay.
For people who don't have goals and accountability.
Okay.
If you have those two things, then you can last a long time. If you have one of them, you can last a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
If you don't have either, day 3, you quit.
Okay. Well, I went to the gym yesterday because I knew it'd be packed today. Today's a Monday. Mm-hmm. So I just avoided the rush and that was great. But I thought today, instead of talking about like setting goals and all that kind of stuff, we would just talk about how really the whole goal of living with metastatic breast cancer is living. It's being able to... No, but it's not just surviving. It's actually...
I said thriving. She said surviving.
Okay. But there's like... You don't get to like start over at the beginning of the year and not have metastatic breast cancer, right?
I wish.
There's, we know that bumps can come. We know that, scans are coming, and we're still here and trying to figure it out and going forward. So I just thought that instead of telling ourselves to do better and fix ourselves, to push harder, all of those things, we could maybe just look at what's important to us and focus on those kind of things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
All right.
You got me so far.
So, like, getting rid of the do better or get better kind of thing just is the way to go, I think. We want to show up for our lives and think about how we can participate in them, even in the midst of sometimes treatments and all of those different things. I'm going to talk about some different perspectives, practices for this new year. Okay. So stop treating living with MBC like it's not enough. That means to me that you need to acknowledge that what you're living with can be challenging. It's not that you can do it, of course.
Yeah.
But it is, it adds to the difficulty of just a normal day, I think.
Sure.
And so I think sometimes just even admitting or acknowledging, I think it's very common for us to kind of go, I'm not doing enough. I should be doing this. I should be da-da-da-da. Just acknowledge that living with MBC is a lot, and that's okay, right? Yeah. Every day does not have to be a stellar day.
No.
And you don't need to like earn anything in terms of like living life. Does that make sense to you?
Kind of.
So that can look like redefining your progress with things. What does progress look like to you? I think in the NBC world, it looks like stable scans, it looks like manageable side effects, it looks like good days or good hours where we're not constantly thinking of cancer. It's all of those things.
That's tough.
It is tough, but it's doable.
It is.
I think it's tougher in the beginning.
No doubt.
Or
tougher anytime you get a road bump. I don't know. But I don't think it's less tough 10 years later, 5 years later, 3 years later
if something happens.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I just think that it's more likely that you can string together a series of time that isn't as challenging.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's progress, I think, in this respect isn't always something that's visible, but progress is the little things that you're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or that you're able to do and be a part of. So shift from what should I do this year to what do I need this year. I thought this was really...
Yeah, you don't like should. You're not a fan of shoulds.
I'm not a fan of should. Well, because
Never
I think
happened.
I've been shooting myself for a long time.
And maybe that's why. Yeah.
And so...
You correct me on that.
Yeah.
Every now and then.
But I think it's interesting to kind of think about like what... Instead of what I think I should do, and again, NBC changes that starting line for us anyway. Think about like, what do I need? What works for me? I've spent the last few years specifically thinking about this, right? Talking about it in terms of like specific arrangements for work and just a lot of different things that don't necessarily fit the parameters of what other people might have for expectations, but they fit for me. They're what I need. And a big part of that is being able to support my body, protect my peace, and also fit in all of the things that come with NBC.
Mm-hmm.
And even
Which is challenging for you right now.
It is challenging for me right now. I was saying, my days, even my free days, which I want to use to work on things like this, creative process, creating content, doing all of these things, even that, my free days, all of them in the next 2 weeks have appointments on them. And again, it won't take up my whole day, but it definitely puts a damper, just even kind of how you can go about it, right?
Trying to have a normal schedule.
Yeah.
Or, something.
Yeah. So always having to I shouldn't say always, but sometimes having to give up the best part of your day to appointments and things that are important, but it feels like you didn't get anything done that day. Right. And that's hard for me. But just instead of thinking about goals, I do think it's interesting to think about what do I need. One of the things that is like really a tangible thing that I can say is like for me, it's very common that an 8-hour day is a normal work day. Or, even I guess schools sometimes are less than that. But for me, working outside the home as an OT, I have found that 5 to 6 hours is really my ideal. Because it feels like it was enough work to have made a difference in terms of, putting some money in the bank. But it also leaves me enough time and energy to be able to take care of myself. Yeah. Be that, whether it's going to the gym or doing something else. It's what works for me. So I think it's important to think about your own needs And I think women are notoriously terrible at that. And maybe it's I need 10 minutes at the end of every day to just regroup or something like that.
Or social part of your day,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
those kind of things. What for you socially works, because it's not probably what your friend, what they need. People need different things and can get those in different way, or
Right.
you're not getting those,
Yeah.
and you need that to be part of your life.
Yeah, I think that's really important to talk about. Like, how are you building relationships and doing social things,
Especially with, going through treatment or
Yeah.
just post treatment or those things. Your life's upside down anyway. Maybe friends that you had really aren't your friends anymore, or
Yeah.
that stuff does change. Or what you need is the connection with other people with
Yeah.
metastatic breast cancer,
Yeah.
or those kind of things, or not.
Yeah.
Or I don't want, you
Yeah,
didn't really do that.
I didn't do that. I think, I will say I think that's changing, in that I think that it's sort of less dire in some ways to be a part of those groups. There's a lot more
Yeah.
talk about really topics that are really true to what's happening, and you can find groups with people your age. Like when I was diagnosed,
Well, it's not just staying alive now.
it isn't just staying alive. It's about, living well with metastatic disease. So this is going to come out on Wednesday. If you happen to be listening to it on Wednesday, on Thursday of this week, there's a chat on the internet. I'll have to figure, I put it on my story. I can put it out again, but it's literally for women with metastatic breast cancer to be able to just kind of get on a Zoom and talk.
Yeah.
And that's cool. So I think I might join it this week and see what's going on. But
it's a weekly thing.
It's a monthly thing. So, but again,
who runs that?
It's Living Your Breast Life is running it, which is Ren. I don't know how to say your last name, Ren, but she does a lot of content and podcasts and those kind of things as well. So
cool.
I mean, yeah, great way to connect with people if you want to. Being able to find things outside of your community, your physical community is important, I think, for metastatic breast cancer. So,
that's interesting you say that. Because you avoided it for a lot of years.
I did.
Didn't have this opportunity like that, but
yeah, and I still avoid certain things. I do still avoid Facebook groups. Every time I hop into them, they feel like they're still the same. It's been a long time since I've been in one, but I don't want to be a part of something that feels like it's always about the next drug or the side effects, or it's predominantly negative. That's what I don't want to be a part of. I want to be a part of something that is like, yes, this is a part of my life, and how can I make the best of it? I get it. I'm privileged to be able to be in that place from a medical standpoint to do that. If my scans and things like that did not show up, if I was constantly having to change things, I understand why they exist, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I just
it's
know
not healthy for you.
It's not healthy for me to be a part of that.
Yeah.
So
I can see that.
Yeah. But yeah.
Get back to that mindset stuff there again.
Yeah. Again, like we're kind of getting off topic a little bit, but I just was asking people, like, what do they want to hear more of on the podcast? And, and somebody was talking about stopping the spiral and those kind of things. Like that mindset stuff is so important to me. It's important enough to me that I've written an ebook about it. And a lot of my stuff is about mindset. But also, I just know that that's what those groups like that compound that for me. I can't stop a spiral that I'm consistently adding to, right? You have to be able to recognize some of the things that contribute to it. And
alcoholics should stay out of a bar.
Yeah.
It's just the truth.
Yeah. Yep. All right, getting back to some of the other perspectives and ways that we can think about this year instead of just like going after goals. Create anchors instead of routines. So I think this is, for me, it just means like, what are the things that you know make you feel good? Or what
Mhm.
are the things that at the end of your day, you're glad you got that done, or maybe you're sad you didn't get to? And how do you build those in? And not in like a, this is the scheduled time. It instead, it being, no, I know I will, this matters enough to sometimes to figure out how to do it.
Are anchors non-negotiables, or is not? Is that taking it too far?
I don't think they're non-negotiables, but I think they're priorities, right?
Okay.
And I think you can do as much damage by beating yourself up for not getting something done,
Sure.
as you can for getting something done. So I think there has to be some fluidity to it, but knowing that on, if you could create your perfect day, what would some of those things be, and how can you incorporate them as often as possible?
Good.
So, do you have any things that you would say are anchors?
The anchor title is throwing me off.
Okay, so things that you feel like you want to do on a regular basis. That
I want to work out at least 4 days a week. I feel better when I work out. That makes me feel better.
okay,
I don't. No, I don't have a lot.
yeah. I
I want
mean,
to get things done.
yeah,
I don't like things hanging out there.
yeah,
Uh, if I have something on my list, it's going to get done.
yeah,
And damn all other things.
yeah,
That's I have stuff that I have to get done tonight, right now, and I can't not think about it.
yeah,
Like it's hanging there, and that
yeah,
really bothers me too much. I get that, but I just get laser focused when I have to. Yeah, it's having things done for me
yeah.
is an anchor, I guess.
I get that. They call that. There's another word term for that is closing loops.
Oh,
So
I thought you were going to say something called anxiety or something.
no. Like closing loops, knowing those things that are hanging out over your head that once you can kind of check them off, it's just okay, that's done. I can put it away completely, right? So anxiety is worrying about things that you can't control. Closing loops is something that is productive in that what are the things that you're constant, if you could just get them done. I think you're better about that than I am. I tend to hang on to them longer before I get rid of them. But another thing, choose presence over performance. I really like this one. I
Okay.
really like the thought of we we again get these ideas in our head of how things should be, how we want them to be, how they look on Instagram, all of this stuff. And the fact is that life is meant to be like participated in, right? And to the best of our ability, not watching from the sidelines, but really kind of going in and being a part of, this life that I know when you're diagnosed, I've been there before. The thing that you want the most is time on this earth so that you can make memories. And sometimes we stop ourselves from doing some things because we're worried we're not good at it, or things don't look right, or all of these things. We put these barriers in place that when it's all said and done, they're just barriers. Like it wouldn't have mattered.
Yep.
So, yeah, lots of head shaking.
Yeah. You could go a lot of different directions with that one. I think we put barriers in place yeah, I don't want to go down that path.
Yeah. Yeah. So some of the ways that you can also like work towards what do I want my life to look like, or what do I need in life, is to name what's already working, right? So like what do I have control of? Like I feel like right now I have my food stuff pretty under control. Like it's, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? I'm pretty bowls are fantastic. Almost every night right now, I'm eating a protein, a vegetable, and some quinoa and rice or whatever, something like that. I shouldn't say almost. we did just get back from vacation. So, but just some of those things where you kind of go, this is working for me. I don't have to put a lot of extra thought, energy into it. I can move to other things. What do I already know how to handle? What have I shown myself that I can take care of and do? How do
Mm-hmm.
I handle stress? Whatever. So, naming what's already working helps you to remember. I think so. There's a way of journaling where you do kind of 3, 2, 1. And so it's like 3 memories, 2 wins, something like, and then one, I don't remember exactly what it is, but we forget so quickly what we've done that is working for us or that is a win. And we are constantly bringing up, the things that we
Need to be
didn't,
fixed.
that need to be
Yeah.
fixed. Exactly. So just you know, refocusing that. Yeah. I just think that instead of making goals, this is a way that you can still get in. I love to start over. I think it's always, I like a fresh start, but I think it's important to just kind of go, um, rather than I need to fix everything. How can I do this better for myself? What would feel better in all of it?
I mean, I think the goal of fixing something that you don't think is at the par level that you believe it you want it to be or whatever. I think that's the goal here, right? People don't start working out because they've been working out. They start working out because they haven't been. They start eating right because they haven't been.
Yeah.
They would like to do that, and that's great. I just hate the flash in the pan because it's January effing first every year
Hmm.
that people do. You got to create a habit,
Yeah.
right? That once it's a habit, then it's a habit and you're going to do it. And then you're going to do it because you want to, not because you have to.
Yeah, I
And
agree with all that. I think what I'm also thinking about is recognizing that maybe right now, if you're living with metastatic breast cancer, you don't have the bandwidth to go all in to even to create habits right now. Maybe you don't think so?
no, bullshit, you don't. Suck it up.
Oh boy.
That stop it. You didn't do that. You're saying to them something that you did not do. That's the truth.
I would agree with that, but I think also things are different now than they were then in that I will say I wasn't trying to work and
No, I'm
I
not
was
saying
I
that.
was going all in.
No, I'm not. Yeah, you going back to like our 5 to Thrive guide.
Hmm.
That all came out of what you did.
Hmm.
And there's no way you can look at that and go, you just didn't have the bandwidth. You had a lot of bandwidth. And you had it because you wanted more time on this earth. And from what you learned, from what people told you, from what you researched, these are the ways that can help me for my immune system be as strong as it's possible so I can stay on this earth. And you pushed. And I'm not talking about always physically. I'm not saying that. I'm saying in all of those areas, you created the bandwidth because you were in the shit. I think it's more 5 years after you're in the shit that you shut down, that you lay back. We all, when we're not in the fire, we're all like, whoo, all right. And we can relax a little bit.
Yeah.
When you were in it, that was your most intense time of these changes or the things that people do, the eating healthy, the working out, the mindfulness, the all of those things. That's when you were just locked in more than any other human I've ever seen in my life locked in. That is what focus was. So I think you're shortchanging people going through it a little bit by saying, I'll do what you no. Now's when you fight. Now's when you do all of those things. And you know what? 5 years later, yeah, take a step back and relax a little bit. But I just, I think you're telling them something you didn't do and don't believe, too.
Okay.
That is all my opinion, by the way. This is not Heather speaking.
I think there's truth to that. I did go all in. I don't know if you have to go all in. I think you can smartly go in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that you can hand your health your to somebody else and expect them to fix it. I I believe very deeply, right? This
Mm-hmm.
is my body. I got to figure it out. I'm going to hire really great people to be on my team to do
Mm-hmm.
that to
Mm-hmm.
help me, right? But yeah, I think there are a lot of different approaches and ways to do that. But you have to recognize first and foremost that you need to do things that work for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I think we can take the beginning of this that says, what do I need or what's
Yeah.
working for me?
Yeah.
And the end of this and say, I have to build from there.
Yeah.
I have to trust that voice that's telling me what I need. And if you don't have that voice, get quiet and get quiet every day. I was, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because you are drowning it out. You are letting other people drown it out. That was something I did a lot of time, both quiet, myself thinking, and then guided, like visualization, because I knew I didn't have the words, right? Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
quiet is terrifying, especially in the beginning, right? That's when the thoughts start. So
For sure.
if it's starting with the visualization, but it's also just trusting yourself a little bit and being able to go, this works for me. This is
Mm-hmm.
what works for me. And it might not work for you. I mean, I think, as humans, it's just so interesting that we can be so alike and so different.
True.
I mean, like literally just from the smallest things, like we eat dinner tonight. I want sweeter. You want like spicier. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? There's so many differences. And again, I know I feel like I keep saying this, but as women, we are just kind of taught to just don't listen to any of those things, those things that make us unique. I think when you are trying to figure out how to build your body to be as strong as possible, you need to work from those things that make you unique and make you you. And and recognize there are a lot of different ways to do it,
But you got to do it.
but you got to do it.
I
You're
mean,
right.
that is the non-negotiable. What do you need?
Yeah.
You need to be healthy. If
Yeah.
you're in the shit right now, you need to be healthy.
Yeah.
And if December 25th, you look in the mirror and you go, I need to be healthier. Well, you do need to change. You need
Yeah.
to create those habits. Are they the same for everybody? Lord, no.
Yeah.
But no, not even close. Someone in the midst of doing chemotherapy versus someone who's not doing that, but doing a hormone therapy or something like that. Those are way different situations
Yeah.
you're in. Post surgeries, we're talking about those and the recovery from that. It's
Radiation.
not the same. Radiation. All of these things are all different, but none of them involve doing nothing.
I agree.
If
And I
you
would
want,
even say that, like, even with that, recognizing that rest
Yeah.
is important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
not beating yourself up for that or not denying you that or none of those kind of things. Like, it is mindset about virtually everything that's happening,
It
how
is
you're gonna
100%.
perceive it and what you're telling your body that it's doing.
Yep. And you can't just have the mindset of, I'm going to sit on the couch, do nothing, and eat chocolate all day because that's the mindset I want. You need to have somebody in your life that goes,
Yeah, and it's just
what you doing?
because we know the chocolates, that's just not healthy.
I know, but we can't just say
Oh,
that was an example. That was
right. No, I know.
The fact is we need to move our bodies. We need to put the right things in. We need to have a social life that's healthy for us. We need to get good medicine.
Mm-hmm.
We need these things that are borderline non-negotiables if you want your immune system to work the way that you want it to. How you do all of those things, boy, there's a million and one different options there, but they all involve doing. those needs. That those are
Mhm.
needs. Those
Mhm.
aren't wants. Those are things you need to do.
I agree. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully that gives you something to think about
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
think about how you want your life to look and what you need to do to live your best life. With this crazy thing,
Because you can do it.
you can do it. Yeah. All right. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Thanks so much for watching and being a part of our community. It means the world to us. Our goal is always to help as many people as possible live well with cancer. You can help us by subscribing and sharing episodes when you hear of others that could benefit from it. We really appreciate your time spent with us and your commitment to offering hope and inspiration to others.